Namaste. Greetings to all of you. Wishing you a fantastic day ahead. Let's go for the Sutra of the day. This Sutra is so amazing because it's almost a Sutra which gives you the necessary ingredients to forgive. It's not about forgiveness yet, but before you forgive, you need to be in a state of mind, right? The Sutra is about that. Criticism from the solar plexus should be minimized. It has to be done gently from the heart chakra with calmness, not from the solar plexus. If criticism is necessary, touch your heart first. Consider all the good things the person has done. Remember, everyone makes mistakes. I left a gap consciously when I said remember. I mean, you need to understand that everybody makes mistakes. Nobody is perfect, right? Everybody is an evolving soul, which means none of us are perfect. All of us do mistakes. Okay. So in this case scenario, so you have people, bunch of people who are not perfect or capable of making mistakes. Now, when they make a mistakes right now, what the teacher is saying is that do not criticize from the solar plexus. I will correct myself here. The teacher did not use the word do not, but he says minimize criticism from the solar plexus. Like it's like do not is like advising. Advice does not work until unless the person is receptive to you, right? So we tend to say, don't do that. But the truth is, will the person follow that? So that's why the teacher says, I'm not saying you're wrong. You minimize it. Then you would say, why should you minimize criticizing the person from the solar plexus? And instead, what should you do? He says, instead, it has to be done through the heart chakra with calmness and not with solar plexus. In case if we really have to criticize this person, he says, touch your heart first. Remember all the good things the person has done. And also remember, everybody makes mistakes. So, in other words, he wants us to process what we are going to think, what we are going to feel, what you're going to say and do before we actually do. In other words, he's saying without thinking, do not talk or do not act. You may ask, where is that particular word? The whole sutra is about giving you the solution not to be reactive. Now, so when the teacher wants you not to be reactive, then he needs to guide you on how to do that, right? So if you're in a situation which demands that, it's very difficult to be calm or composed, the teacher says, you touch your heart first. You can try this also. The moment you touch your heart and put your chin down, and then make 2 or 3 soft inhalation and exhalation, your system will substantially calm down. When your system calms down, you can think more clearly. Now the teacher says, you think about the good things the person has done to you first. When you remember the good things, your heart gets further activated. Does it mean you will not give the feedback, negative feedback? Of course you will give the feedback, but this time more from the affectionate heart rather than the solar plexus. The question is, how do you switch from the heart to the solar plexus? Wherever your attention is focused, the energy will follow that. By practicing compassion on the person who has made a mistake, your attention comes to the heart chakra. When your heart chakra is filled with love and compassion, your mind will not tend to criticize. That's why the teacher says, touch your heart first. And now he says, before you say something, you try to remember you might have also done this mistake. and everybody has a chance to make mistakes. Then he does not teach you what you should say right now, because all the teacher has to do is to bring you to this state of mind where your heart is activated and your mind accepts that everybody makes mistakes. After that, he says, it's up to you. What should you do? You think about it. From tomorrow, we'll give you the solution for this sutra in a much, much brighter, bigger way. Namaste. Good day to all of you.